Let's talk about something that trips up almost every investor. You think you need some brilliant one-in-a-million trade to really win. You don't. What you actually need is a boring engine that just runs on autopilot and a tiny, strictly controlled budget for being different. This is the plan. This is what separates consistent growth from a portfolio that just looks smart but goes nowhere. Let's get into it.
Look at this number, 10%. That's it. This is your entire budget. This is the absolute maximum you get for all your unique, high conviction, I've got a good feeling about this one, ideas. Not a single penny more.
And here's where the magic really happens. You cap your uniqueness at that 10%, and then you put the other 90% on complete, total autopilot. You know what happens when you do that? All the drama, the late-night anxiety, the constant checking of your phone, it just vanishes.
So many smart people, especially high achievers, fall right into what I call contrarian theater. It's this performance, right? You're so busy acting smart, telling all your friends about this obscure stock you found, that you completely forget the real goal is just to let your money compound, quietly, in the background. That's the uniqueness trap.
And this is the mistake that opens the trap door. You get all excited about your brilliant ideas before you've even built a boring automated system to protect yourself. So what happens when the markets get loud and chaotic? Your default action isn't to just sit back and do nothing. Nope, it's to fiddle, it's to react, and that's exactly where the real damage gets done.
So why do we do this to ourselves? Why are we so drawn to messing with our own portfolios, even when we know, deep down, we shouldn't? Well, it turns out our brains are practically wired to sabotage our own best-laid plans. Let's dig into the psychology here.
Okay, the main culprit has a name. It's called novelty bias. Your brain literally gives you a little hit of dopamine, a little chemical reward for every new and exciting piece of information you stumble across. Now here's the problem. Your portfolio doesn't want novelty. Your portfolio wants consistency. In fact, it actively punishes inconsistency.
This slide just lays out that internal battle perfectly. On one side, you have your emotional dopamine-seeking brain. It gets rewarded for taking action, for chasing shiny new objects, for just acting on vibes. But your rational portfolio-building brain, it gets rewarded for the exact opposite, for doing nothing, for consistency, for sticking to a process you committed to beforehand. Without a system, guess which one wins every single time? Yeah, the dopamine brain.
All right, so how do we fight back? How do we fix this? We start by building the boring engine first. This is your 90% baseline that runs completely on autopilot. Its entire job is to make doing nothing the default, correct, and positive outcome. And this right here, this is the whole system in one picture. It's beautiful. 90% of your portfolio is the baseline. It's steady, it's automated, and it's boring as heck. The other 10%, that's the tilt. That is your quarantine space for all those unique ideas. This simple structure is your #1 defense against your own worst impulses.
Now, setting up your baseline is actually dead simple. First, you schedule recurring buys into broad market funds. I like the 1st and 15th of the month. Just set it and forget it. Second, define your target allocation. You know, your ideal mix of stocks, bonds, and cash. And third, and this part is absolutely key, you set an automatic rebalance rule. If any part of your portfolio drifts more than 5% away from your target, the system fixes it for you, automatically. You don't even have to think about it. Okay, once that boring engine is humming along, now we can finally talk about your genius ideas. This is where we carve out that strict 10% budget, the tilt sleeve. Think of it like a sandbox. This is the only place you're allowed to play. But hold on, this isn't a free-for-all. To even earn a spot in your tilt sleeve, every single idea has to pass 3 mandatory filters. First, you need a written thesis, 100 words max. Second, you have to actively find and summarize one high-quality argument against your own idea. And third, you have to make one specific gradable forecast. No thesis, no trade. It's that simple. And even if your idea passes all 3 filters, you're still not done. Next up are the humility checks. First, a mandatory 48-hour cool-off period, no exceptions. Second, a pre-mortem, where you literally write down exactly how this investment could go totally wrong. And finally, you schedule a non-negotiable review 6 months from now right on your calendar. These steps are all designed to strip the emotion right out of the decision.
And now for my favorite part, the rules that save you from yourself.
We need automatic tripwires. These are non-negotiable exit rules that go off without your permission, protecting you from your own ego when things inevitably go south.
So these are the 3 tripwires. If that gradable forecast metric you set misses for 2 quarters in a row, you shrink or you exit. If the position drops 25% from what you paid for it, you shrink or you exit. If your total tilt sleeve grows past its 10% cap, you rebalance it back down. No arguments, no second guessing. The rules are the rules. They decide for you.
And this right here, this is the entire philosophy that powers the system. You have to learn to prefer making small mechanical mistakes over making large, emotional, soul-crushing ones. Look, a tripwire might force you to sell a bit early sometimes. That's okay. That's a small mechanical mistake. And it is infinitely better than emotionally riding an investment all the way into the ground because you couldn't admit you were wrong.
So what if you still feel that itch, that craving for novelty, that urge to tinker? Fine, sandbox it. Create a tiny, separate play account and cap it at, say, 1 or 2% of your net worth. Go nuts in there. But here's the rule. Any wins you get, you immediately sweep them back into your boring baseline engine. You get all the fun of tinkering, but the rewards go straight to fueling your actual long-term plan.
Okay, let's make this real. Here are 3 things you can literally do today. 1. Go into your account and set up those automatic investments and that plus or minus 5% rebalance rule. 2. Create the tilt sleeve and cap it at 10%. And 3. Make a simple template in your Notes app for your thesis that includes those filters and humility checks. Do it now.
You know, this whole system is about setting your own guardrails. So I'm curious, what's your number going to be? Are you a more conservative 5% for your tilt, or are you going to sit with the full 10%? Drop your number in the comments below. I'd love to see what you choose.
And hey, if you want to see how all this works in the real world, make sure you like and subscribe, because in the next explainer, I'm going to share a free tilt at risk dashboard that you can literally clone, and I'll show you exactly how to grade one of your own investment forecasts in under 30 seconds. Seriously, you are not going to want to miss it.